The land that we are standing on is traditional indigenous land. And when we say traditional in a context of indigenous people, it doesn't mean a long time ago. It means a dynamic living tradition. The Dena'ina people are alive and well, and we refer to them as the Eklutna tribe. And so let's all just take a moment and give gratitude for the ability to live, work, play, exist, commune on the traditional lands of the Dena'ina peoples. Let's give it. Yay! So a big Gunash and Chinan. One of the things I wanted to do, I'm not going to take my whole 5 minutes, but I've been meditating on this concept of collective consciousness and how there can be things that are objectively false that are accepted as true. And what it comes down to is when you're in an echo chamber of people saying the same thing over and over again, eventually, if that's your whole social group, your whole social media, the whole news you're participating in, everything that you're shown, if that's true, then people eventually believe that's true. So that's why it is so important to come out and counter the narrative, why it's so important to talk to your friends and neighbors with compassion. So important to have those difficult dialogues. I don't know who came up with the idea of not talking about religion or politics. That's lame. Those are the best conversations. So one of the things that I would like us to do, because what we're doing is anchoring in our spiritual selves, our physical selves, our emotional selves, all our whole beings are brought here together today. So whatever belief system that you have, just follow along and code switch. So I may say creator and you may say Yeshua or Yahweh, right? So we're going to take a minute and we're just going to anchor in some light and some love. You can close your eyes or not, but we'll just get comfortable. And I want everybody to visualize connecting into creator, into your higher power or the universe. And invite that compassion and consciousness down into this space. Let's connect to Mother Earth and invite the spirit of the Mother Earth up into this space with us. And we're going to invite both of those energies into our heart centers to open up our hearts. And we're going to tone together. Are you ready? Ooh, it just got really loud. So I want everybody to take a really deep breath, and we're going to vibrate right here in the throat. Ah. Okay? So take a very deep breath. And then we're going to say Om. Ready? Which is the sound of the universe and the wind on the tundra. So if you imagine all of those waves of energy that you just made, they just permeated all of our bodies, all of our beings, and downtown in a resonant frequency together, shaking things up. We got to shake up and get out of fear. We got to shake up and stand up for what we believe in as Alaskans and the future that we want to co-create together. Ganashish.
Matt, come on up.
Howdy, neighbors. Too loud? Sorry. My name is Matt. This is a clergy posse. We're here because the MAGA movement likes to pretend that they own Christianity, and we're here to say they do not.
All right!
Of course, we are here out of respect for all of you, and we respect all religions that are present, including atheists and agnostics, and Alaska's most popular religion, none your damn business. And in the sort of quoting the words of Pope Francis, the late great, who we respectfully remember, he said, first you pray for the hungry, then you feed them. That's how prayer works. And I say this to remind us all that prayer and action are always linked. And so I'm not offering an opening prayer. I'm just reminding you that your action and your prayer are one and the same. We all are going to make this a better world, not just by what we pray for, but by what we choose to create. This right now is an announcement of what we choose to be. So if you can imagine a better world, and if you pray for a better world, and if you intend to create that better world, then we should join our voices together and make our hope ring out like the loudest bell. Let it ring out loud enough to be heard by the poor and the oppressed, by all the immigrants and refugees that are too afraid to show their faces here today because of threats from the federal government. We need to let our voices ring out loud enough to be heard in the offices of Begich and Sullivan so that they know we are here and shouting. So I invite you to repeat it after me. Let it ring.
Let it ring!
If you proclaim the right of due process, then loudly shout after me, let freedom ring. If you proclaim a nation where we support and care for all people, then repeat after me, let empathy ring.
Let empathy ring!
If you proclaim a world where workers have a safe and humane working condition and they're paid not just enough to survive, but enough to thrive, then shout out with me, let solidarity ring.
Let solidarity ring!
And finally, if you believe that this world of love, this world of inclusion, and this world of joy are within our reach, then be loud and proud and shout out with me, let hope ring.
Let hope ring!
Let hope ring.
Let hope ring!
Let hope ring.
Let hope ring!
Amen.
Amen! Can y'all hear the church bells? That's so amazing. That's hope ringing, folks. That's so cool. So I have a rare treat. Assemblyman George Martinez is here to drop some knowledge on us. Let's welcome George up.
Good afternoon. I'm going to do a poem. Desde la tierra. Somos Latino, el pueblo, unidos, jamás se ha vencido. The people are the seeds, ignorance the weeds, stopping us from growing and being what we be. Paro por libertad y derechos humanos contra multinacionales que quieren robarnos y gobiernos que hacen los daños. Sale en los calles con sus voces y manos. The time is due, don't try. You know that I won't lie. The only real option we got is unify. The time is due, don't try. You know that we won't lie. The only real option we got is unify. So we march together through the storms. We stand for freedom through the songs. We organizing all the streets. We mobilizing to the beats. Yes, we're a nation, and we're changing. And we the workers, are we arranging the institutions, no complaining, strategically campaigning, sick and tired of the same old same when. We getting less than our fair share for all the blood, sweat, and tears and the work we putting in. We worked to get a house, then they take our house away. Gave us a bad mortgage, but they got a bailout anyway. My dad was a teamster most of his life. Taught me the value of organizing for rights. of workers that make the world go round. Let's stand up to the 1%. They'll never beat us down. The time is due, don't try. You know that I won't lie. The only real option we got is unify. The time is due, don't try. You know that we won't lie. The only real option we got is unify. Peace.
Ah, shucks. I like it starting off that way. What about y'all? Let's hear another round of applause for Assemblyman Martinez. He's so amazing. So we're going to keep the program rolling because it's a little chilly out here. But is Tom around? Are you there? Are you ready? Are you sure? Red for Ed? All right, let's bring up Tom. I'll let him do his own introduction.
Oh, good evening, everybody. My name is Tom Claymire, and I'm proud to serve as the president of NEA Alaska. Yeah. If you're unfamiliar, we're the union that represents some of the hardest working and underappreciated public servants in Alaska, our public school employees. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'm happy to be here today, and I'm happy to share with them the support that you're giving them now. Happy May Day, happy International Workers' Day. There are so many amazing workers represented here today. Thank you for showing up for these hard-working Alaskans. Your participation matters. Your voice matters. I've spent most of my career teaching social studies. And what I see happening to our institutions, our system of government, and our politics at the national and the state level is so far beyond the scope of anything that I'd ever imagined being possible. I just can't believe it. Most days I miss teaching because I'm not doing that right now, but I'll be honest. I'm so glad I don't have to create a lesson plan around this mess. And thanks to the current administrations, I am angry. A lot of us are angry. We're angry at the slew of hateful and harmful executive orders coming out of the White House. We're angry at the governor for single-handedly denying Alaskan students meaningful education funding. That's right! We're angry that our schools are closing and our educators are getting pink slips year after year after year. And we're angry that our public employees don't have access to a pension to be able to live their lives in retirement. Of course, anger can be a powerful motivator, but not alone. It's not enough. It's got to be followed by action, and that's what today is all about. That's right. We are educators, nurses, electricians, plumbers, bus drivers, civil servants, and so many other professionals. And together, we are the backbone of Alaska. We keep the economy moving and the lights on. Everyday workers like you and I are the ones who are literally and figuratively holding our country together. So now is the time to harness that anger and get serious about protecting our families, our communities, and our democracy. Rallies like these are great ways to show the power that working people have and the strength in our numbers. Look around you. This place is packed. That's power. That said, if all we do is rally, we're not going to move the needle. If we're going to move from anger to action, I ask you to ask yourselves these three questions. Why am I here? What change do I want to see? And what am I willing to do to get it? I'll tell you what I want. I want Alaska to have the best possible education system in the nation. And that starts with competitive wages and compensations for all educators, including a stable and predictable defined retirement system. That means a healthy and vibrant Department of Education, protecting and supporting our nation's public education system from attacks by tyrants and privateers. It means fully funding the Alaska state education system, all parts of it, the brick and mortar and the alternative programs, to provide an honest, truthful, and complete education for our kids. One that provides the skills and the knowledge to succeed. An education that becomes their foundation upon which students can build thriving and fulfilling lives. An education that is the cornerstone which anchors our democracy. The high quality, dynamic, engaging, exciting, and inspiring education that every child in Alaska deserves. That's what I want.
That's what we want. Yeah.
If you want that for your kids and neighbors too, now is the time to act. Now is the time to contact your elected officials and then contact them again and again and again if necessary until they listen. Now is the time to remind them that they serve the people, not special interests and billionaires. We, the workers of this state, must demand better from our elected officials. And if they won't do better, then we'll hold them to account by electing true public servants to replace them.
That's right. 2026.
I have a great hope that together we can make a real difference and restore our state and nation to a place of prosperity, opportunity, and hope for every single person who seeks it. I know that our educators are up to the task, and I hope you'll join me and the NEA Alaska in seeing that vision become a reality. Thank you. And next, I have the honor of introducing one of our educators, Mr. Brian Like from West High School. I can hear that some of you already know who he is, but if you don't, know that Brian is the head of the West High School theater program, and along with his students was responsible for the extremely successful run of Hadestown. As many of you know, that show caught the attention of the Anchorage community and even made it onto the national news cycle, highlighting the amazing work done in Alaska's public schools.
That's right.
Unfortunately, because of inadequate school funding, Brian's position as an English and drama teacher is being eliminated. And that's disrupting one of the most successful theater programs in the state. Please help me in joining Mr. Brian Like.
And please welcome to the stage June Like as well. Hey everybody, what's up, Anchorage? Oh, a beautiful turnout today, a beautiful turnout of people who care, who are here to do something about it, who are to make some noise tonight. Yeah, I was displaced. Me and about 150 other teachers in this district shoved out of our schools and asked to go pick our top 5 schools in the district that we'd like to be transferred to. On my form, I wrote West number 1, West number 2, West number 3, West number 4, and West number 5. It is absurd to me that in a profession that is all about relationships that we build with students, that we build with colleagues, that we build with families, that this disruption is shoved on our teachers, gosh, almost every year it seems like.
That's right.
Shipping us around from here to there to start over from scratch. Well, after 1,300 people came to the West High Auditorium to cheer on our students in their production of Hadestown, I had to ask, WTF, why is someone messing with a good thing? And I wanted to speak out about it because I felt, as maybe some of you feel, that teachers shouldn't have to deal with this. The state legislature and the governor, in their infinite wisdom, somehow fail to pass education funding every single year on time, and we have to deal with the consequences right here on the ground. Your children not having their favorite teacher, your children not being able to sign up for middle school athletics or other programs, your children's teachers panicking about what are the specials even going to be next year with no gym, no music, no art. What? WTF? I gotta save myself from saying a naughty word. I am a teacher after all.
Teach us the words.
Teach us the word. So guys, after West High's Hadestown was invited up to the Performing Arts Center the first time in this city's history that a high school musical was brought up to the big house. After we successfully sold out the Atwood Concert Hall, 2,050 people. 2,050 people supporting student art. After they gathered there, I don't know what other signals we have to give to our decision makers that we have amazing teachers who are doing amazing things in our community. And gosh damn it, we're all behind them, right?
That's right.
My friends, Hadestown is a story about the workers who are starving, the workers who are freezing on the surface, that they sign a deal with the devil to go down to hell, forget their name, forget their identity, and work endlessly for a factory owner. In that story, a beautiful poet who's chasing a girl, the love of his life, goes down to hell and sings a song so beautiful that the workers look up from their toil, they look up from their drudgery, and for a moment they remember what it was like to have anything but work and work and work. And I'm not disrespecting work, because I'm a worker and you're a worker. But I do question. I question if we go home too tired to leave our house, if we go home too emotionally exhausted to open the newspaper and read about our communities, if we go home and we don't feel like meeting up with our friends and meeting up with our communities because who has time? Then they won. And that's where they want us, and that's where they're gonna keep us, to keep us down. We are together here today, and you're gonna be together with your friends and your family, and you're gonna shrug off the exhaustion and the toil and the drudgery to remember that we are a community.
That's right. That's right.
Communities care about their kids. Communities will do anything for their kids. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of the solution. Let's keep this energy going.
Let's go, let's go!
One more big round of a hand for Brian. That's the kind of passion we see from our educators in every school across the whole state.
You can tell he's a drama teacher.
All right, next up, we have Sarah Dykstra. Sarah is a parent with kids in the Anchorage School District, and she's a fierce advocate for public education through the grassroots parent group, Great Alaska Schools. Please help me welcome Sarah.
Well, a life lesson is never follow a theater teacher. So I'll do my best to keep it going. How are you guys? I'm Sarah Dykstra, and I'm the proud parent of 2 students who attend elementary school here in the Anchorage School District. I'm so grateful to be able to send my kids to high-quality school programs right here in our city. I'm also a parent volunteer for a statewide grassroots volunteer-led group called Great Alaska Schools. How many of you heard of Great Alaska Schools? At Great Alaska Schools, we believe in, depend on, and will fight for the public schools that educate our children, keep them safe, provide pathways to opportunity, and serve and support our communities. Just like you all, through respectful, persistent, sometimes way too persistent, and determined collaborative advocacy, we support access to quality public education for every single one of Alaska's children and families. While I'm grateful for all the ASD provides to families across this city, I'm also really concerned because year after year, my kids' teachers and principals and district staff are spending countless hours just determining staffing plans, deciding which programs to cut, and writing letters to their legislators, testifying on the phone, flying to Juneau to beg for money to run the schools that the state of Alaska's own constitution says that we must provide. Just as we as families make a budget and an economic plan for ourselves, we have to demand the same for our state. The chaos and disruption of waiting every year to decide how much money the legislator is going to just toss at us is too much. We can't take it anymore. Schools need reliable, consistent, inflation-proof funding that we can depend on and plan for. Families need to know that the programs and services that their children need to thrive aren't going to just be threatened year after year. I recognize that I'm here fighting for my children and their school, but not everyone can be here. So it's our job to fight for all students because all Alaskans deserve a high-quality public education option. Whether you choose it or not, it's there when you need it. As Alaskans, we look out for each other. We take care of each other. We fight for each other. A rising tide raises all boats. We know that well here.
That's right.
The benefits of a thriving public education system benefit not just students, but they ensure a prosperous, thriving Alaska for everyone. So I just want to do a plug. You can find more information about Great Alaska Schools at greatakschools.org. It's online. If you just Google Great Alaska Schools, you're going to find it. We have an awesome new website. We send out action alerts to keep you updated, but I'm going to tell you, these are not written by professionals. They are literally written by parents on Monday nights who are cleaning up their kitchens and Zooming in with parents from across the state, so you're only going to get the information that you as families need. Our lives are busy, but we will not stop fighting for our schools because Alaska deserves better.
I get to fight with the mic. Thank you so much. Like, I was just thinking about my mom's cardiologist, actually, he was the top cardiologist in the state. And he actually left the state because he said the state education system was too unstable. And he wanted his kids to be in a top-notch education system. And we, as Alaskans, deserve that. Am I right? I don't have kids. Honestly, I don't even really like kids. Hey. She is not a kid. But I want your kids to be taken care of, right? I want your kids and grandkids to have a great education. I want them to have good, adequate housing, right? I want them to grow up and want to stay here because there's decent jobs, right? And so when education is under attack, what do? I think that's stand up, fight back. I love it. Everybody always gets that wrong. When education is under attack, what do we do? When education is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When education is under attack, what do we do? When education is under attack, what do we do? When health care is under attack, what do we do? When Alaska is under attack, what do we do? When America is under attack, what do we do? When America is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? All right, so we're going to take a little music break right here. I want you to know that we still have a Medicaid section and a union section to go through. We have some amazing speakers, but we also have some amazing booths where you can get information, or you can hang out in the center with me and dance. I will tell you, because I am taking some license, that pink booth over there is ours. That's Stand Up Alaska's booth. If you want to sign up to take action after this event, go and sign up for one of our action teams. We've got something for everybody to do. So like they were saying, there's no excuses. You've got to shrug off the fatigue. They want us to be tired. They want us to be uneducated. But we know that we stand up for immigrants, right? And we stand up for our LGBTQ brothers and sisters, right? And we stand up for our teachers, right? And we stand up for indigenous rights. Because we stand up for Alaska. Hey, we're going to come back together, and we're going to listen to some folks talk about healthcare, right? At Stand Up Alaska, we believe that healthcare is a human right, and what we don't believe in is having $800 billion with a B dollars cut from Medicaid. We know what that will look like for Alaska. And we need to let our elected officials know that we know what that will look like for Alaskans, right? So, with that, I am going to bring up Shannon Davenport. Shannon is the president of the Alaska Nurses Association. She is a registered nurse, which means she's an angel. Well, actually, my ex is a nurse, so maybe not. But she's a registered nurse who has worked with Alaskans in all part of their lives, from pediatrics to hospice. Oh, you are an angel. She is a passionate advocate for nurses and the people they serve. Welcome, Shannon Davenport.
All right, everybody. I don't know about you, but I am freezing.
Oh, yeah.
And I see one of my favorite doctors out there in the crowd. So I am Shannon Davenport. I'm the president of the Alaska Nurse Association. But more than that, I am one of you. I am a mom. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a wife. And I am a caregiver. And I am so proud of the work that we do as nurses in healthcare, as caregivers, not just for our patients, but for their families. We go out every day. We leave our kids, we leave our spouses, we leave our partners, and we go into the hospitals and into the community and take care of others. And I am so proud to have that privilege in my life. I'm going to throw some facts at you that you all probably know already. Over 68% of Alaskans get Medicaid. So if these cuts go through, 68% of Alaskans will not get health care. They will not have access to preventative care for our kids, something as simple as a shot or dental care or be able to have a pair of glasses. I am passionate about hospice. It's what I do. But I'm also, first and foremost, a mental health nurse. I believe in what we do in mental health for our patients, for their families. Over 100,000 Alaskans have mental health disease or illness. Over 10,000 of them are adolescents, kids from 12 years old to 17. With these Medicaid cuts, they lose their ability to be seen by a caregiver, by a provider. They lose that ability to get their medications. So all I can say is, can we say no to Medicaid cuts? Can I get a no? No! Do we want to provide for our Alaskan families from now into the future?
Yes!
All right. Well, first of all, when I look out here, I could be angry. I could be resentful. I could take all those emotions that are in me that make me go home and cry every night, thinking about what my patients will not have tomorrow. But instead, I see hope. I look out here and I see hope, and I see excitement, and I see power. I see encouragement. I see looking next to every one of you. Look to the person next to you and say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting those who cannot speak for themselves, for standing up for those who cannot stand for themselves, and for putting a face to those who are faceless in our communities right now. I have the honor and privilege to introduce one of those caregivers. She is an amazing young lady who I could not believe when she told me how old she was and what she's doing already. Her name is Kira Okonek Pettit. I got it right this time. I'm from the Midwest. We say petite. So she is an Alaskan caregiver. She grew up in Palmer. No judgment. She is a Siberian Yupik, and she is also Sakanga Lakota. She works on the front lines. She is one of us. She stands side by side with us in healthcare. She goes into people's homes. She provides them with in-home support, assistance with daily living, and she gives those who need it that extra care and support that they don't previously have. She is one of those who is using her voice to ensure that policymakers understand that human lives are at stake. This goes beyond politics. This goes to our lives. These go to the people we love and care about. And she is an advocate, and she is pushing back against the harmful cuts to these programs that will be affected if Medicaid cuts go through. So I would like to introduce Kira. If we can get a big warm welcome. She's a little nervous, so everybody put your hands together. Woo!
Yay! Close to the mic so they can hear. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Perfect.
Hello, my name is Kira Okonlik Pettit. I am 20 years old. I have been a caregiver for 7 months. As a caregiver, I see firsthand the effects of Medicaid being cuts from the past, and I and many others are here today to prevent further cuts from happening. Healthcare is sacred.
Thank you.
It should not be negotiated or substituted with false promises, or only given when someone meets the criteria. People should not be given help only when they are at their worst. Even then, it is too late. That is not a logical, rational system to apply. Services that are seen as fraudulent and wasteful are lifelines. Withholding funding from Medicaid would be devastating to those already fighting so hard to live not just comfortably, but to survive. Cuts on Medicaid severs crucial connection between the people and those in power. And that sets everybody up for failure. Just because you are not in need of something, you do not have the right to prevent others from having it. To address Senator Dan Sullivan, Representative Nick Begich, you may have too much invested to see this through, to protect Medicaid, which speaks on your moral integrity. But we will not accept a life we do not deserve. And you work for us, not the other way around.
That's right! That's right!
We know what needs to be done, not just for us, but for our loved ones, our family, our community. Use your privileges and position of power to hear our voices and see it through. That is your job. And Senator Lisa Murkowski, Koyana Chaknuk, thank you so much for having our backs, for seeing us. Everyone has to use your voice to protect Medicaid, to protect and advocate for those you care for. Koyana, thank you for your time.
You did amazing. You knocked it out of the park. Oh my gosh, give her another round of applause. I would have never known you were nervous. And she spoke some truths, right? 2026, quite frankly, cannot come quickly enough. Like, we need to change the direction of our country yesterday, okay? I'm looking around at these signs. Like, there are so many great signs out here. Keep your grubby hands off my Social Security. I will throat punch you. Oh my gosh. My tattoos do not make me a gang member. What does that say? Oh, follow the process. Girl, I'm blind. Veterans against Trump. You aren't the only ones, okay? Workers' rights are human rights. United we stand. And my favorite, especially in Alaska, especially here, especially when we heard our last representative, Representative Patola, say that no American is my enemy. No Alaskan is my enemy, right? Because we love our state, and that is why we are here, all right? One more sign. Morons are grifting America. That's MAGA. Oh my gosh. Okay, mean, stupid people suck. I like that one too. All right, so we're gonna take a little break for music, and then we're gonna come back and hear from the people that we came here for, right? Union workers are amazing. Unions are amazing. We have so much to thank unions for. Not just the 8-hour workday, not just minimum wage, but safe working standards and a myriad of other things. And if you think that they did not, they spilled blood in order so we could have the rights we are fighting for still today, right? But blood was spilled. People died, okay? And so if you know folks that are sitting on the couch, if you know folks that say, it doesn't matter, my vote doesn't count, I need you to talk to one or two of those people and let them know exactly why their vote does count, right? Because if we want education, if we want health care, if we want good jobs, then we have to elect people that want those things as well. And not just for themselves, but for all of us. All right? So we're going to take a music break, about 5 minutes, dance around, get a little warm, and then we'll welcome to the stage Joel Hall from the AFL-CIO Alaska. Well, I am back to save you from the country western music. No, I'm just joking. I know a lot of people like country western music, whatever. I don't give a I'm willing to take the hate. I'm cool. I'm still going to be who I am, all right? All right, so last but not least, definitely, we have the section with some fabulous union folks. Kicking us off is my resistor sister, Joelle Hall, who really doesn't need any introduction, but she is the president of Alaska AFL-CIO, and she is a badass
Hello, my brothers and sisters, my neighbors. How are we doing tonight? It is so beautiful to see you here, and I am so grateful that you've turned out tonight. I have a couple people I want to introduce you to, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you as we close out. But the first thing I want to do is, Aaron's coming to get something. First to the mic tonight is my brother, Bronson Fry. He is the business manager of the Painters and Allied Trades, Local 19-4059. He is also president of the South Central Building Trades. That's exactly what it sounds like, people who build things, who are in a union. The Alaska AFL-CIO is 50,000 union members strong all over Alaska, representing every walk of life. I'm going to introduce you to two people who represent two really big parts of that, which are the people who build things for a living, which is what you normally think about, and then we're going to meet my friend Mike. But first up to the mic, I want you to give it up to Bronson. He is an amazing union leader. He fights every day to find work, hours, and good jobs and teach young people how to get into the trades and have a future. He is building Alaska every day at his job. We are so grateful to have him. Bronson Fry.
Yeah. Bronson! All right.
Oh, the mustache. I love it.
Hey, thank you all for coming out today. This is really, you really cheered me up. I pulled up, seen all these cars. What a great turnout. It's wonderful to be here today. Brothers and sisters, it is an honor to stand before you today on May 1st, the original Labor Day. A day that doesn't just mark a day in the calendar, it marks the legacy of struggle, of sacrifice, and of strength that working people have built together brick by brick, beam by beam, for generations. Now, I serve as president of the Building and Construction Trades Council of South Central Alaska, and I stand here on behalf of the proud women and men of the construction trades, private sector union members who know what it means to rise early, work hard, and build the very infrastructure that our communities rely on. But today, I want to talk about something deeper than just what we build with our hands, and that's what we build with our hearts, and that is solidarity. You see, unions weren't just built or born to win better wages or safer work sites, though we've done that and will continue to do that. Unions were founded on a simple, powerful idea that an injury to one is an injury to all. And let me tell you, that principle is not just a slogan, it's a promise. It's that when one of us is under attack, all of us stand up. And right now, our sisters and brothers in the public sector, our teachers, our firefighters, our municipal workers, our state and federal employees, they are facing coordinated, relentless attacks on their rights, on their dignity, and on their ability to organize and to collectively bargain. Now, let's be clear. These attacks are not just about budgets or policies. They're part of a bigger campaign to divide us, to split federal workers from private workers, union members from non-union members, one trade from another, one sector from another. But we will not be divided. Because when a school bus driver loses their voice on a job, when a city worker loses their pension, a public health sector nurse is silenced, that's not their loss alone. That's our loss. This is a blow against all working people. So today, I say this: the construction unions of Alaska stand with shoulder to shoulder with public sector unions. Because we know that the foundation of this country was not built by CEOs and laid by hedge fund managers. It was laid by workers, union workers, public and private, steel and software, nurses and electricians. We all built this together, and by God, we'll defend it together. We're not many separate voices. We're one movement. We're one union. We're one Alaska. This is one fight, one union, one Alaska, one fight, one union, one Alaska, one fight. Louder, one union, one Alaska, one fight. One more, one union, one Alaska, one fight. Thank you. Let's keep fighting for each other every single day.
Thank you, Bronson. He is amazing. We are so glad that he is on our side. He is a force of nature behind the mic, on the dance floor, and in the apprenticeships class. And he's a mighty good painter as well. He's a good painter. I am going to bring to the stage a man named Mike Makins. And you might have seen this guy in the paper. He is, unfortunately, one of our neighbors who has lost his job in these ridiculous federal firings. I think he's going to tell you how many times he lost his job in the same week. Mike is what we're all here about today. We are here about our neighbors. We are standing together in solidarity with our neighbors who are being treated abysmally by people who know better, and they're only doing it so they can put money in their own damn pocket. So let's come on up here, Mike.
Yes.
Close to the mic.
Good bark. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for getting out of your house, getting out of your routine, and standing with us. For some, like me, getting out of your comfort zone to show up and speak up is not easy. But we're all here. We're all here because we give a damn.
That's right.
We're all here to show support.
That's right.
And maybe at least a few of us are here for the DJ and the beer garden. But by and large, we're here because we stand in solidarity with the people that make this state and our world go round. The workers, yeah. We're here because our way of life, our American dream, a far reach for many already, is becoming nothing more than a sales pitch for rich politicians to drum up votes. My name is Mike Makins. I'm an Alaskan, I'm a veteran, I'm a lifelong independent, I'm a husband, and I'm a dad of 2 young boys. Quite simply, I'm here because of them. I want them to have the same, and if I'm being really optimistic, maybe even better opportunities than I had growing up. And if we don't raise our warning flags now, if we don't get out and vote, and if we don't stand united, then I'm afraid I'll be raising my boys in a state none of us will recognize. I was raised by hard workers, farmers, housekeepers, truck drivers, small business owners, and the family my wife and I have built will carry on that legacy. My wife is a pediatric nurse here in Anchorage. Shout out to the Alaska Nurses Association. And I've been working in disaster recovery in Alaska for the last 5 years, first for the state and then for the Small Business Administration. And I have the distinct honor of recently being fired thrice from my federal position within a week's time, just because I was a probationary employee in my first year. Now, does that sound efficient? Does it sound fair? There's a longer story there, but I'm told I should keep my remarks to under an hour, so I'll move it along for everybody. It's starting to rain a little bit. The point is, Alaska now has one less true Alaskan advocate at the federal level. My job was to coordinate federal recovery from disasters in our state and region to ensure disaster recovery was smart, it was efficient, it was well-informed. I could be informing our small businesses right now on how to prepare for what appears to be an upcoming busy and very heavy wildfire season. Now that resource won't be there for them. It might seem small, just the impact of me not being there, but I know that these completely haphazard cuts without a plan are compounding in so many ways. With thousands of firings across our state and country, it's going to add up and it's going to affect us all. And therein lies the real problem. When you zoom out and look at the impacts that will be felt in our state by the wholesale elimination of federal jobs across so many industries and sectors. Like, for example, the gutting of wide swaths of critical support jobs for wildland firefighting,
our kick-ass firefighters will have to face more and more danger with less and less support. And that's wrong. I can't think of a less worker-friendly administration. I can't think of a more brazen attempt to sell the American people on the ridiculous idea that attacking critical jobs and workers' rights is somehow good for our country. Well, I'm not going along with it, and neither should our elected representatives. Senator Sullivan and Representative Begich are giddy at what has transpired in the last 100 days. They care more about the flavor of Trump's shoe sole than the lives and livelihoods of the Alaskans they're supposed to be representing and they're supposed to be fighting for. We know there's nothing greedy elites hate more than everyday people uniting and fighting for their rights and a better life. We know that working class united is what keeps billionaires up at night. So let's give them something to be scared of. Let's show them the might of everyday Alaskans joining together to fight for our lives, our right, our state, and our country. Let's show them by showing up to rallies like these, by flooding their offices with emails and calls, and when the time comes, by voting for someone that actually gives a damn about the people that live and work in this state. I'll wrap this up with a quote from the late John Lewis. He championed civil rights, but I think this quote can be applied to worker rights or even human rights at this point. Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It's the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. And that's what we're doing right here tonight. Keep doing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I'm here today because we need to stand side by side with workers like Mike who've been treated very poorly by this administration. The other day was 100 days. 100 days. Not a lot, and boy, there sure is a whole lot more. But I want you guys to leave tonight with this little bit of knowledge. I've seen you at rallies before. I've seen your signs. You're turning out. You're sending the letters. You're doing the emails. You're faithfully here doing what we know we need to do. And at some point you're saying, is this making a difference? I want to tell you how it's making a difference that will bring you joy every time you turn on your television. Recently, there are ads on Alaska's television sponsored by a national dark money group telling us how magical certain elected officials are with regard to Medicaid and their treatment of children. You might guess that some of that information being given to you on your television is not 100% correct. You're absolutely right. It is not 100% correct. So I want you to know those ads would not be on the television in April, 18 months before the next election, if they were not feeling the heat. That's right. They are feeling your heat right now. Every time we get into this room, every time you guys rally, every time you send those letters, they are feeling it. And they got their billionaire cronies pumping money in here to try to tell you to think something different than what you see in front of your face. Right. Resist this at all costs. Resist. Every time you see those ads, you should smile a little smile, a little smug self-satisfaction that your time here on a rainy afternoon is what is provoking that response. Every time you see it, you should write another email. Every time you see it, you should send another damn call down range. Those poor people answering the phone, theirs have got to be bleeding by now. This makes a difference. That is the manifest evidence that this is working. Do not get discouraged. This is what it looks like. Their response is telling us everything we need to know. They're hearing you loud and clear. Keep giving it to them, people. Just keep giving it to them. We're standing together. One fight, one Alaska. That is us. Thank you for coming here today. Stand side by side with your neighbors, protect our federal workers, and defend Medicaid and our public teachers and our school kids. We cannot be shut down. We got to keep the heat on because we only got a few months till November 2026, and we got their damn number. Thank you.
If you don't know, now you know. You know, I have been tasked with closing us out on this beautiful but rainy afternoon. And first of all, I want to say thank you, right? I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out on, you could have been doing anything. You could have been going to the movies. You could have had dinner with friends. You could have done a myriad of things, but you came down here to hang out with me. So I think that's pretty cool, and I think that's pretty special. But I do want to close by saying that all of this is wonderful, and Joelle is right. They are feeling the heat, right? The heat is on. And we have to keep the pressure going. And so this is going to be something like Freedom Summer, right? Either at the end of this summer, we will still have a democracy, or at the end of this summer, fascism will reign. Well, I've heard, yes. Actually, no, thank you. But the sentiment, I understand the sentiment. I'm not saying I would do it, but I understand. All right? So I wanna move us forward by telling everybody that coming out here is great, but further action will be necessary, right? If you haven't signed up for an action team, please do so. And I also want to announce the fact that at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Stand Up Alaska will be in front of the Alaska court system, supporting our Samoan neighbors that are going to be arraigned on charges of voter fraud. Now, if you haven't heard about this, it sounds a little bit more like, dare I say entrapment? But what we're doing right now is we're just asking them to drop the charges. The Samoan community has asked us to please keep the tone very respectful, but also firm in that the charges that they have brought are BS. They need to be dropped immediately, and they need to stop wasting our state resources on arresting people that they gave the wrong information to. And so if you're concerned about economics, Governor Dunleavy, maybe you should not be using our dollars to arrest people, send 25 troopers to arrest people for voter fraud. Oh, God, I love you so much. I am not saying that. But in any case, we'll be there at 8 a.m. in front of the new court building, supporting them. A lot of them are afraid to come forward. They're DACA recipients, their immigration status is mixed, and they're scared. So if you can come out and support in a respectful manner at 8 a.m., it won't be long. We're just going to be there to support them as a community because they're our neighbors. And what can happen to them can easily happen to any one of us. If you think you are safe because of your job, because of the amount of money that you have, or frankly, because of the color of your skin, you are wrong. They will come for you, or they will come for somebody you love. And if they've already taken me, and they've already taken Mike, and they've already taken your neighbors, then who's going to be there to stand for you? So it's important that we stand for our neighbors. Yep. It's important that we stand up for voting rights. Write your legislator about the SAVE Act. That's ridiculous. My name is Erin Jackson Hill. That's not what's on my birth certificate. These people. So we want, as we close, we want to make sure that folks are engaged. There's a lot of different groups out here. I know AFL-CIO is out here. I know ACLU Alaska is out here. I know Planned Parenthood is out here. I know we got some fabulous food trucks over here. Like, get engaged. Get involved, people. What do you want to tell your children and grandchildren? That I watched my country sink into fascism as I sat on the couch and yelled at the TV? Or that I stood up and I saved my democracy one rally at a time, one letter at a time, one phone call at a time? Right? We can do this, people. It is within us. We are Alaska strong. I said we're Alaska strong. They don't know nothing about Alaska. And so, I want to say again to everybody here, you don't have to do everything, but you have to do something. Because love, not hate, makes America great. Yeah. Say it with me. Love, not hate, makes America great. Love, not hate, makes America great. Love, not hate, makes America great. Thank you, Anchorage!